And we are live from Sin City, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where tonight the stars of the Slide Jawb Racing League and Tyler Waterboy look to do battle. It is race number 2 of Season 17 here for us as we enter tonight's race, ready to go racing, kicking off Season 17, rolling into high gear now with race number 2 coming here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Let's Go Gambling 200. Here on DRN, we welcome you to tonight's broadcast. Also now on the call, joined by, well, nobody. By myself again here this week, but that's okay. We'll get through it and we'll talk this race out. So here we go. Mile-and-a-half track, race number 2 of the season. Should be interesting to see how this pans out for these drivers in this field here tonight and how they're able to manage it coming off of that hectic finish at Daytona that we saw just last week. Of course, if you weren't here, replay is on BRN's YouTube page, so you can check that out and see who was able to come away with the crown last week. We welcome you in here live at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Qualifying is starting about another, give it 2.5 minutes as practice is just getting done. Everybody just getting their last bit of practice in, last bit of laps before we go into qualifying. And mile-and-a-half racing, the 110% package for the power should play a factor in how these drivers are able to manage their tires. It seems like tire wear is definitely going to be a key in this race. So we'll see who is able to manage it the best and walk away with the checkered flag. See Michael Walls, Ethan Moreno, Gavin Austin, Brett Bennett, and then the 30 of Jeremy Miller are our top 5 fastest so far, with just about 2 minutes to go here in practice. We're watching Michael Walls make his way around the track. Of course, Michael Walls, multi-time champion here in the Slide Jawb Racing, looking to see if he can pick up his first win in a little bit. It's been a while since he's found victory lane here. You have to go all the way back to season number 14 at Charlotte, where he picked up his last victory in this league. Looking to see if he can pick it up tonight as he slides in the corner right there. It would definitely be hard to bet against him, though. He's very good last time this league raced here. Back in Season 14, came in, I believe, 3rd to Stephen Maggio in that race. Looking to see if he can change that. I think that Michael Walls really good in practice right now, but still a long way from over. Mike also a bit of dry spell as well. He has not won here in the Slide Jawb Racing League since all the way back. It looks like you got to go back to season 12. Actually, no, season 11. Last time Micah found victory lane, it was in Nashville in season 11. Looking to see if he can change that tonight. Fastest in practice right now. See if he can make a difference. Then you got Gavin Austin, your winner last week, looking to go for 3 race wins in a row after winning the finale last season to win the opener last week, and then trying to win this week here at the mile-and-a-half track. I'm looking to start off his title defense in style with a back-to-back checkered flags falling in his favor. We'll see. Everybody will end their practice session here. You see Michael Walls, Ethan Moreno, Gavin Austin, Brett Bennett, Jeremy Miller. They stayed in the top 5. As we now head into qualifying for this race. And we'll go down to old DP, Dylan Parker, making his way onto the racing surface now. The number 3 Pepsi Ford Dark Horse Mustang. Looked like he was going to be in contention to win last week at Daytona, but the late caution comes out, throws a wrench into plans. He ends up wrecking on the last lap, taken out of it. But tonight, looking to see if he can get some comeback juice, get some vengeance here in Vegas. So he heads down the back, heading for turn number 3. Right now, 12 fastest for the 3 machine. And I got fact checked because I remembered wrong. I remembered he was in the lead pack. He wasn't contending for the win, but he was playing a factor in who might have won the race. Dylan was multiple laps down, had some issues, got in a wreck, I believe, and then had some connection issues that put him back behind the 8 ball pretty much the entirety of the race. But he goes fastest right now in qualifying here this week. He's more worried about this week than he is about last week, as he currently sits on the pole position for now. A lot of cars still going out, ready to run their laps, including the number 1 machine. Here comes Dane Cruz out onto the racetrack right now to start his qualifying run. Dane comes off of turn 2, hugging that outside wall there. I'll cut back down into turn 3. Kind of running, not really the middle lane, not really the top lane, that in between of those two. Higher line through the quarters on his first lap. I'd imagine we're kind of seeing that style of qualifying like super speedways. You go for a higher line your first lap, and your second lap, see him all the way down to that white line, all the way down the bottom lane. Just trying to see if he can knock off that number 30 of Jerry Miller, who beat Dylan Parker's time now. Miller is the pace setter. Can Dane Cruz knock him off? Survey says no go. Actually, it was a thousandth slower his second lap, so he'll qualify 30th. Jeffrey Armistead right now looking for speed on his second lap, as we got 4 other cars out on track getting their first time lap ready to go. Jeffrey Armistead will improve, but not by much. 28th fastest for that number 14 machine. Nathan Scott just went to the top of the speed chart, 31.086. Gavin Austin now sits 4th with a 31.213. Watching to see what Justin Rock can do, 31.159. Good to push him up to 3rd fastest now. Can he improve on lap 2? Looks like he will not improve on lap number 2, but 3rd fastest for the driver of the number 76 machine. Watching Diego Acuna, who you can see he's obviously got a paint scheme, except Trading Paints decided to say he doesn't have one, so try to get that fixed quickly. So he makes his way through 3 and 4. This will be his first timed lap, and his only timed lap with just 8 seconds to go. He'll get 31.296. It's good to put him 8th fastest in the 20 car, and that's where he will start this race. It looks like Trading Paints doesn't want to be fixed, so we'll force it to be fixed. This qualifying has come to a close. So the field will have a quick warm-up. It's going to be advanced, most likely. So we won't have to worry about waiting the extra 5 minutes for this. This was just in case we had enough cars to D&Q people and get the field set right. But everybody that's here is making the show tonight. It is not the racing line, Matt Steiner. Getting pushing help from Nathan Scott. That's Andrew Loads, pardon me. Contact made with who else but I believe Derek Newsom actually in the 50. I'm bored with Matt Steiner. This will be our onboard here for the rest of... Oh, they blew up, never mind. Let's see, Diego Cunha on the track to where I can make sure his paint scheme is updated. No, he's not. That's fine. Not sure why we're not advancing, but we're here in warm-up, so why not tell you about this upcoming Friday night. It will be a new BRN broadcast. Not a league race, but just a you know the word, a special promotional race we're running this upcoming Friday night here on BRN for the Left Turn Lounge iRacing League event. And now we got the checkered flag, so we are advancing. And just to double check, Friday night it is the LTL Summer Shootout. We're racing at iRacing Super Speedway, 9 p.m. Eastern here on BRN, of course. Friday night action here. Off week for NASCAR, so we're going to have a special event just to have some fun. And then I'll have a special broadcast, probably. I don't know if I'll make it live for everybody. I might just make it not live for a select few people who have the link. That'll be this upcoming Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So, let's put it back up here. And let's take a look at your starting lineup here. It is the pole position going to Nathan Scott, shocker, with Jerry Miller at his outside. Justin Rott and Dylan Parker starting in row 2 together. Gavin Austin and Jared Wilson in row 3. It's Brett Bennett and Diego Acuna together in row 4. And the top 10 rounded up by Enrique Cucalan and Michael Walls. 11th place belongs to Yusuf Ghali with Andrew Loads to his outside. Corbin Hines starts in 13th with Ben Bafford to his outside in 14th. Yahir Rodriguez is 15th with Quincy Strawhacker in 16th. It's Andrew Jabel and Fidel Fabian together in row 9. In row 10, it's Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Derek Newsom. Row number 11, it's the number 39 of Luis Ramirez with Wyatt Roberts to his outside. You got Matthew Chastain and Jacob Locklear together in row 12. Row 13, season 90 of Michael Sturgeon with a 34 of... Nick Rader, sorry, my bad. Gabe Cazzola landing up with Oscar Enriquez his outside. Then Owen Chabinski and Jeffrey Armistead finish up the top 30. And then the rest of your field tonight, it is a full field of 40 cars. It looks like it's going to be... let me just make sure everything's right. So yeah, it's Alec Martinez in 31st, Scott McGurk 32nd, Gino Merrill, Jace LaForte in 33rd, 34th, Dan Cruz and Blaine Sparling together in row 18 or 19. Sees Brian Smith and Tyler Watermullen. Then it's Matt Steiner and it looks like Robert Lukens in 40th. Nick Wheeler not racing. So that gives us a field of 40 cars ready to go here at Las Vegas. A full field of action ready to go tonight. First time we're racing here at Vegas in the Slide Jawb Racing League since all the way back in Season 14. That race won by the champion, Stephen Maggio. Win that race with the championship race. Now, tonight, it's race number 2 of the season, and we'll see who is able to come out on top. It's the first true test of Season 17, the first mile-and-a-half track. Las Vegas Motor Speedway has the Slide Jawb Racing League set to go racing. 40 cars showing up for race number 2 of Season 17. The green flag will fly, and we are racing! And we're wrecking already on the back straightaway. See, Alec Martinez on the apron. Owen Shabinsky got a piece of it too. We'll have to go back and see who all was involved. A lot of cars down the apron. And Andrew Jamelin, the pole sitter from Daytona, his car is totaled here on the backstretch. So we'll take a look at the BRN replay and show you what happened to everybody back here in the back of this field. I believe this might start with Ben Baffert. Oh, Andrew Loth caught the wall. Baffert gets into him. There you see them all spinning across the track. Heavy hit for Andrew Jamelin on the backstretch. Owen Shabinsky goes around as well. You'll see it happen up ahead with Loads. I think that's Diego Acuna in the outside lane there, catching the wall in front of Loads. Loads checks him up, and then just a stack up of cars. Moreno gets in at the 40 car right there. Fidel Fabian's involved. Riding on board with Ethan Fonseca Moreno for this one. Ethan tonight looks like it's going to be done as well. And you'll just see it happen on our backstretch camera. And just one more look here. Very early accident takes out multiple cars here in Las Vegas, including Ethan Fonseca Moreno, I believe, on pit lane, likely going to be done for the night, or at the very least, he'll be at least a couple laps down. Andrew Loth, Andrew Jamelin, a couple laps down now. As we pace for the first time, we didn't even get a lap complete. So we'll try it again. We get double file. And Scott still your leader. Jeremy Miller still outside of row 1. Rott, Austin, Parker. Top 5 still. So get ready to restart. Pace car's off. Field in the hands of the number 61. He'll lead us back to green and back to racing. Can we try to get a lap this time? No, we can't. You hear Rodriguez goes around in front of the field. And we're back under caution. Of course, in an Aero McLaren paint scheme. Oh. Take a look at the rear replay. Let's show you what happened. Just an over-aggressive move. It looked like, at least from the start. Just trying to go up the track. It's into Gabe Gazzola, then multiple cars right here. Going to wind up either getting into it or getting into it. So most everybody missed that. Excuse me, missed that wreck. I don't know what he was doing. Gabe Gazzola was trying to get up the outside, and he just decided to try to keep pushing outside, trying to hope to keep him behind. And they wrecked under caution as well, so we'll have to look at that really quickly too. I saw Enrique Cucalan was one of them. We're going to ride with Gabe Gazzola. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Gabe goes to the outside, and the 16 just trying to block, and just puts himself around. That's Jacob Locklear getting into Gabe Gazzola. Oh my goodness. A lot of guys I'd heard before this race were talking, just kind of worried about a guy they've never heard of. Yakir Rodriguez running this race tonight, and they were right. That was a very pointless move by the 16. I don't know what on earth he was thinking, but he ends up putting everybody in the wall, and he puts Gabe Gazzola in the wall. Pretty much probably finished Gabe Gazzola's race for the most part, and then after that, more cars get wrecked afterwards. Obviously, Jacob Lockwood looked like he was already pretty damaged when he got into Gabe there from contact, so unfortunate for the 84 and the 18 both to pretty much be taken out by that, to say the least. So well, at the very least, it also took the 16 out, so we won't have to deal with that the rest of the night if that's the way they were going to race. Quickly takes them out of the equation on lap number 7. Still 126 laps to go. So if we can get some baby steps and get our first green flag lap completed, that'd be nice. And then we'll go from there. If we can get one, then we can get more, and that's all we need is just one. Get one, you'll get more, and then we'll get a green flag run, hopefully go in here and kind of get some racing going. You know, we came here to race, we didn't come here to pace. But, oh well, we'll see what happens. So we'll get the green flag on lap number 9. It is still Nathan Scott, Jeremy Miller, Justin Rott, Gavin Austin, and then Dylan Parker, the top 5. Haven't had a chance to really shuffle things around under green much. Field lined up, double file, ready for this restart. Ready to hopefully, maybe, finally get some green flag action in. Pace car's off. And Nathan Scott still the control car heading for that restart zone. He'll match the gas and get us back to racing, hopefully for more than a lap here at Las Vegas. Gavin Austin dives to the inside, trying to get by Justin Rott, or at the very least trying to get behind him, as Rott's side by side with Jeremy Miller for second, coming off of turn number 2. There's Rott peeking to the inside. He'll tuck back in line behind Miller as Miller holds on to second for now. Rott now going to the high side, trying to see if he can make the top lane work as they come off of turn 4. And we will complete a lap under green, at least for the first time tonight, thank God. Nathan Scott leads it. Jeremy Miller in second, trying to fend off Justin Rott. He's given a hard charge there in the 76 car for that second place spot. On his back bumper, he's got Gavin Austin 2 races straight. He has won here the finale last season and the season opener here in season 17. Looking to make it 3 in a row and start this title defense off strong here in the Slide Job Racing League. Right now on the inside, he'll take third for now and try to set his sights on Jeremy Miller in the 30 car and see if he can go for second as well in quick succession. 5th place, Brett Bennett right there lurking in the background. Michael Walls let Brett go. He's kind of easing it off right now. Yusuf Ghali up to 7th. Dylan Parker's dropped back to 8th here. 3 Machine kind of slow start here. I think he's making sure to save a little bit of tire because we saw the runs in the back. Caught the wall, hangs on to it. Gabe Cazzola. Good job of keeping it up against the wall, not spinning down the track. Gabe is, I will say this, Gabe sometimes can race like a dart without feathers. He can race a little on edge, but he is pretty damn good at saving a race car when it's about to go around. He is very good at that, to say the least. But up front, Nathan Scott doing what he does best on Thursday nights and checking out from the field, up already a half a second gap over Jeremy Miller. Gavin Austin in third, chasing that number 30 car. Baffert keeps blinking in and out in the back here. He is still here. I mentioned as well, Nathan Scott, if you watch any other leagues, here on BRN, you've heard of Nathan Scott before on Thursday nights in the Sofa Racing League. Dominant as all get out. Really, really good. And just flat out kicking everybody's butt. He is the winningest driver of all time in the Sofa Racing League for good reason. Because all he knows how to do is show up and just dominate. Just kind of looking at this really quickly, just so I can pull up the stat here. Just because I guarantee I know the answer, but I want the proof in front of my face. I believe Nathan Scott is a multi-time winner at this very track over in the Slide Job Racing, in the Sofa Racing League, pardon me. Check and pull this up really quickly as this race is going on. He's still hanging on to that half a second gap. And yeah, he has won here before. And that was season 9, also in the Xfinity car, as well as a second place finish just a few months ago in the Sofa Racing League back in season 11. His last 3 starts at this track in the Sofa Racing League, at least BRN related broadcast, all 3 races have come with a podium finish. So, not shocking there to say the least. As he continues to stay out in front, still Jeremy Miller is catching little bit by little bit. Meanwhile, further back, Michael Walls has Yusuf Ghali on his back bumper giving chase for that 6th place spot. Here comes the 54, trying the outside lane as Micah hugging that white line down near the apron. And Yusuf trying to work the high side for this spot. Mike on the inside. Oh, car on the wall in the background. Hangs on to it for now. I think that might have been Oscar Enriquez, but he keeps it gathered up. He'll lose a spot likely there to Jared Wilson. But he hangs on to it. It's a battle for 6th. Subsides for now. Back in the back behind him. Corbin Hines trying to fend off Dylan Parker. As well as Nick Rader, who's caught up the back bumper of the 91 car. Same with Luis Ramirez down there on the inside. That gap for the lead starting to shrink just a little bit. Nathan Scott had a pretty good sized gap. Now it's down to 0.2 of a second as Miller catching Gavin Austin kind of fading off in the background behind him. So nice little green flag run breaking out here. And just, I'm not sure what to take of this with the fact that Nathan Scott is currently being caught by Jeremy Miller. It could be one of three things. Jeremy Miller's that dude and is really good driving this car. Nathan Scott burned his stuff up, not realizing it was 110%. Or just flat out, Nathan Scott is playing possum, which he is very good at doing on Thursday nights. Very good at making you think you're catching him, making you think you're going to have a shot at that win, and then just taking off. Of course, Scott did not make the field last week at Daytona. He missed it through the duels, so he ended up missing Daytona last week, and I think that's going to rub him the wrong way a little bit, and he's going to want to make sure to make a statement in the races that he can run here on Tuesday nights. Right now, still just kind of clinging on to about 1/10 of a gap for the lead over Jeremy Miller, who is catching the back of the 61 quick. And as Miller catches, it's going to pull Austin back in a little bit. It's also going to give Rott a chance to catch back up, as Brett Bennett on an island just about in 5th place by himself. Yusuf Ghali is in 6th over Michael Walls. And you see Corbin Hines, Nick Rader, and Dylan Parker are your top 10 as they run right now just on lap number 22. Scott just trying to manage this lead. Right now, he's got a mirror full of that 30 car, Jeremy Miller, and it's not hard to miss that car in your mirror. Bright blue, white, and red all over there. See Miller trying to the inside. And almost contact there between the 30 and the 61. He keeps it off the quarter panel. Still tucked in line behind him as they head for turn 3. Scott was able to fend off the charge from Miller there. As a couple more positions shuffling about. Gino Mero battling with Alec Martinez. The 15 gets by. Up ahead of them, Nick Rader battling with Dylan Parker. Car on the wall right there. Luis Ramirez for a second caught the outside wall, but he keeps it off quickly and gets back at it. See some Cruz Auto Racing cars further back there. Ricky Kukulon, Dane Cruz trying to work their way back forward. Kukulon started this race in 9th. Just trying to get back up there. Dane Cruz already up 20 spots from the drop of the green flag. Same with Gino Mero, both of them up 20 en route to where they're at right now. Alec Martinez as well, another big mover of this race so far, up into 12th place and looking for some more, looking to crack the top 10 for the first time. I think we're really starting to see tire wear play a factor, huge factor actually, as Brett Bennett being passed by Yusuf Ghali right now in the 06 machine, dropping back to 6th place. And tire wear, let me tell you how tire wear is affecting. We're going to show you two things. I'll show you their best lap they've run so far in this race. Each driver has run a 31-something. You see a 31.2 for Nathan Scott. Same with Gavin Austin, who right now has the fastest lap time of this race, a 31.259 he ran earlier on. And then let me show you what they just ran. There's been a tight battle between Walls, Ghali, and Bennett. Their last lap, they ran a 33.3, almost 2 seconds slower than his best lap. Like, it is a great big deal of fall off right now in these tires on these cars. And I think it's really going to play a factor in how the strategy of this race plays out. I mean, we don't have a stage caution that's going to come out and save everybody. Oh, Micah and Brett just about made contact as Micah goes 3 wide with Yusuf and Brett. But he makes it work and he takes both spots. So I mentioned these tires wearing as bad as they are. The fall off that you have, it's definitely going to play a factor in decision making for this field when they elect to pit, when they elect to make their stops, how they want to make this work. I'm not sure how many tire sets we have. I'm trying to look and see how many we have. Either Connor will answer first on the broadcast chat for me, or he'll answer me in the call. We'll see, we'll see what he says. Right now, Nathan Scott has already quickly pulled back out to a 1.1 second gap over second place. Gavin Austin now as Jeremy Miller gets past. Martinez, Corbin Hines, big gaggle of cars behind the 9th place car, Nick Rader. So they're all starting to stack up here behind this 34. Just trying to just hang on to this top 10 spot for now. Big cars racing now. As Martinez goes by on the inside. And almost fully cleared. Almost contact there between the two. Hang on to it, both of them do. And Corbin Hines now on the inside of Nick Rader for 10th. As they battle, Justin Rott, Michael Walls are now battling for 4th place. Brett Bennett back into 7th. Got a gap before he gets to Dylan Parker, then Martinez. And then, like I said, Rader. Oh, Luis Ramirez! Jared Wilson, pardon me. Just about wrecked on the front stretch. They held on to it and kept it together. This 39 has been all over the place. Just going to quickly look back here. Quick PRN replay on this one. Wilson just trying to get inside. I don't think Ramirez knew he was there. Good job saving it by both those drivers. Cost them a couple spots, but able to keep going, which is all that matters to them. So Michael Walls gets by Justin Rott, Gavin Austin, Jeremy Miller still right there tight on each other. But they have got a 1.2 second deficit to the race. Later, Nathan Scott catching Vidal Fabian involved in that lap 1 accident earlier on in this race. Getting ready to put him a lap down. Connor Horn not answering my question, so I'll quickly jump and find out the answer really quickly. So give me 1 second. Tire situation we have is 4 in the pits. You get set on the car, and then you got 4 in the pits. You're not going to likely use all of them green flag pit stop wise. You're going to maybe use at least 2 sets, make 2 stops in this race. The early cautions, though, definitely helped this field, I would say the most. Having the ability to pace and just run those extra laps under caution at the start of this race helped them get a little bit further ahead on just saving tires, maybe to get to a later stop in this first stint. I don't think that's going to really affect things too much in the back half. Maybe just less fuel you'd have to take, but you're not going to not take tires. You're going to take tires every pit stop you make, so you might as well fill the fuel tank up as much as you can to get to that point of making a good run to the finish. But just the lap times, the way they've fallen off. We're only on lap 37. Of course, we had maybe we went green at lap 9, so call it about maybe a 20-ish lap run. And we've got a 2-second fall off. I would definitely wager that this is going to really be the key in this race, is pitting later. Getting your tires later if you can manage to do so. And as you see, Scott looks like he is down on the apron, hugging that white line. Out by a 1.3 second gap now for the race lead. So we got the battle for second really heating up as Gavin Austin has it. He's got Jeremy Miller and Michael Walls right in his tire track, still following him, trying to give chase and battle. Michael Walls coming to life. Oh, the older tires! Contact with Jeremy Miller! Keep it together. Michael Walls making it a little exciting. He has been able to come to life later in these tires. He has done a good job just conserving little bit by little bit to get tenths over top of other drivers. 2 tenths faster last time by than Jeremy Miller. Now to the inside for third place goes the 48 car. Story of the game tonight just going to be about managing your stuff. They're going to be 3 wide with a lap car. Ben Bafford on the outside lane. A bobble from Miller. Here comes Walls on the inside trying to make this bottom lane work. And Yusuf Ghali going to try to thread the needle the same way Micah did earlier. Ghali through the middle. Can't quite get the run on both cars, but he might at least get the 30 car as Micah clears Miller. Ghali on the back bumper of the 48. Almost contact between the two. They're going to be 3 wide again. Oh, Miller backs out of it, I think, maybe unintentionally, but he gives way to both cars now as Walls gets the third, Ghali gets the fourth. So they set their sights now on Gavin Austin. More cars just kind of spreading out for the most part. Got some gaggles of cars here, like Dane Cruz. Behind him, Alec Martinez, then Enrique Cucalon, Corbin Hines. Michael Sturgill back here in 13th. Haven't really mentioned him tonight. Jeffrey Armistead climbing up from a deep starting spot as well. Started 30th, now up to 14th. And as while those guys continue to climb, one continues to fall. Nick Rader in the 34, back to 17th place right now. He climbed to the front early, and now is starting to fade back through this field, back towards the back he goes. Just need to hang on to it, keep from wrecking it, and maybe set his sights on when the first pit stop will be for this field, whenever they choose so to do it. Gavin Austin now has a mirror full of Michael Walls and Yusuf. Golly, sounded like somebody just hit the wall. As 3 cars about to battle for second place, Enrique Kugelon moving up into 10th place. Oh, contact Brett Bennett and the 30 of Jeremy Miller go down the apron as Justin Rod. Oh no, Bennett, what are you doing? Save it, Brett! Oh my goodness, almost wrecked the 76, and now here comes Dylan Parker on the outside to take 5th away on these old-ass tires. Brett Bennett just about brought out a caution to get everybody down pit lane. My goodness, that was a terrifyingly close situation. We gotta go all the way back because this was after Jeremy Miller got passed by Justin Rott into turn 1. Brett tried it up the inside, up the gut. Rott spun down the track into Miller, into Bennett. They hang on and save it here. And then after that, coming back into the corner, I don't know what on earth Brett was thinking. Just drives it right into Justin Rott's door. Everybody able to save it, hang on. And now, just now, Dane Cruz had a bit of a moment as well. Off of turn 4, he got by Jeremy Miller, now trying to get by Brett Bennett. But unable to do so. Gavin Austin hanging on to second place over Michael Walls and Yusuf Ghali. I get the feeling, long run. Cars to watch are going to be the 48 and the 54. Both are wicked fast and fighting through this field on these older tires like it's nothing. And I think once we get the caution cycled out, as I think we have some cars maybe pitting this time, indeed we do. Justin Rott and Jeremy Miller coming to pit lane now. And there's the start of the pit cycle we've been talking about all race long. When do the first guys bite? First 2 to bite are from the top 10. Would expect a quick reaction time for some of these other drivers, maybe trying to take advantage of it, capitalize on these pit stops happening now. Watching the 61 car bypass pit entry, as do the rest of the top 4. Dylan Parker in 5th will stay out as well. And make his way across the stripe. Dylan Parker fighting his way back up here after fading back from a 4th place starting spot. The opposite of that was, of course, back in 7th place, Dane Cruz. Up 35 spots from the drop of the green flag, about to be 36 if he can get by Brett, or 28, pardon me. 29 if he can get by Brett Bennett. As they make their way down into 3 and 4 again, Nathan Scott stays out or goes pitting another lap, and he'll continue on this racetrack, continue leading, and trying to hang on to this car and bring it a little bit longer as Michael Sturgill coming to pit lane now in the number 90 car. So as he pits from about 13th place, would expect to see the leaders coming in pretty soon. Not sure how much longer they're going to really willingly stay out. But I guess they're thinking of is the longer this run goes green, the more likely it is that they can pit later and have those fresher tires in the back half of this cycle as Bennett gets passed by Cruz now. Cruz now up to 6th place. So he can use his march forward. That Cruz missile could play a factor in the end of this race, but I don't want to say so just yet because it's still a long way from over. But the big swings that have been cut, that's because Nathan Scott's coming to pit lane now. Race leader on pit road, Gavin Austin will assume the race lead as Nathan Scott pits here on lap 52. Watching Gavin Austin. He'll stay out. Michael Walls, Yusuf Ghali swaps positions because Michael Walls is coming to pit road. Micah pits. Yusuf stays out. Dylan Parker third, Dean Cruz fourth, Brett Bennett fifth, staying out for now. It now looks like Yusuf Ghali, Dylan Parker come to pit road as well together now. You're on lap 54. Just looking back to see Nathan Scott is off pit road, well ahead of Michael Walls. And Nathan Scott is carving through this field right now like Superman on these tires. He is going to fly by him quick. Looks like Gavin Austin, Dane Cruz coming to pit road this time. Brett Bennett will stay out and lead a lap. Corbin Hines coming as well. But Brett Bennett stays out and leads it here. I think he's definitely hoping for a yellow flag as quick as possible. Last thing these cars that have already pit want, though, is that caution flag to fly. But a lot of these guys are fighting forward, trying to get through. You see Oscar Enriquez right here in 16th, is currently the first car one lap down, trying to unlap himself, getting by Brett Bennett. See Enrique Cucalon and Brett Bennett coming to pit road from first and second. Brett trying to make sure he makes it to pit road, wheeling that thing, slamming the brakes. He sped on pit road. You're done. Brett Bennett went from possibly having a top 10 to now he will have to serve a black flag for speeding on pit entry. Ay, Dios míos, Brett. Wyatt Roberts, Jeffrey Armistead have stayed out. Nick Rader down the apron, hangs on to it in the 34. As Wyatt Roberts hanging on to it as well, trying to get down to pit road, I believe this time. Yes, he is. Here comes Wyatt Roberts to pit lane. Would expect Jeffrey Armistead to stay out an extra lap to lead a lap, and then he'll come down. Blaine Sparling as well, still out on track. Justin Rott, as of right now, cycles through as your race leader over Jeremy Miller in second. Nathan Scott is not too terribly far behind the leaders, though, as he comes off of turn number 4. You see Jeffrey Armistead coming off of turn 2. He's currently our race leader. Expect him to pit in the next lap or two, though. Blaine Sparling may be able to last a little bit longer. He was pitting under both the cautions, just topping off on fuel, so he's got a little more in the tank. I don't think he's going to try to make it on a one-stopper. It's not possible to make it on a one-stopper, I don't believe. But if so, definitely a gutsy call. But he'd have to at least make it, I would say, to split this in half. He has to go another 11 laps or 12 laps, which I don't think he'll be able to do. He had to go the 12 laps, and then he'd have to also go those 12 laps on the second stint, which I don't think he'll be able to do. He'd have to run it really long on this first one to make it a one-stop call. But no harm, no foul in trying to run it long, I would say. Just trying to see what works to maybe give you a shot at the end of this race to win it all. I believe Armistead pitting this time. Indeed, he is. Down on the apron, down to pit road entry. Tricky pit road to get onto, but he gets on it just fine. As Blaine Sparling will assume the race lead here in the number 59 machine. He's got about a 5-second gap over Justin Rott right now. Rott behind a lap car, trying to get ready to fend off a hard-charging Jeremy Miller and Nathan Scott as they make their way into turn 1. Sparling a 4-second gap right now. Like I said, he would have to stretch it very, very long to be able to maybe make it work on a one-stopper, which I don't think he'll be able to do. It would take 11 more laps, and he's not doing it. He's coming in this time. He stayed out to lead a lap, and now he's pitting, which will hand the race lead for now to Justin Rott in the number 76 car. Picked up his first 2 career wins last season, back-to-back wins for the driver of the 76, Justin Rott. Picked up his first win at Michigan, then he followed it up a week later at Chicagoland before Gavin Austin rattled off 3 straight wins en route to chasing his championship. So as Rott has the lead, his mirror is definitely full of Nathan Scott right there on the back bumper, quickly about to dispatch of this 76 car for the top spot. You'll see him get to the apron, you'll see him get inside, and you'll see him take back the top spot. Race leader once again is now Nathan Scott in the 61. Doesn't matter what night of the week it is, this guy finds his way to the front of the field to lead it. As he takes over the point once again here on lap number 65. Coming up on the halfway point of this race. So right now, Rott holds on to second. Jeremy Miller a little bit further back in third. A distant fourth belongs to Michael Walls. And then Gavin Austin, Yusuf Ghali battling for 5th place right now. And I would say, with the later pit coming from the 48, the 6, and the 54, would not be shocked if they run down Miller and Rott very quickly here, but still a long way to go to catch them. And then on top of that, having to go and catch up to the race leader, Nathan Scott. Caution is out on the racetrack. Not sure who the... Oh, it looks like Enrique Cucalon's got some damage. And we'll take a look and see what happened to put us under the yellow flag. These two racing for position back here. Cucalon and looks like the second one is Gino Mero. I don't even know what happened there. What on earth? Did Enrique not realize that Gino was inside of him trying to get by Nick Rader? Oh, yeah, he went for a gap that just didn't exist. And he takes out both himself and Gino Mero. And then you'll see it right here. Coming around to pit lane, heavy damage on the 22. Gino Mero not happy with Enrique. Kind of get up and just door him right there as Enrique heads to pit road. Enrique tried to go for a gap, it just didn't exist. Ended up taking both himself and Gino Mero out of the picture here. But the race off pit road, Nathan Scott wins it over Justin Rott, Jeremy Miller, Gavin Austin, Yusuf Ghali, then Michael Walls, Dylan Parker, Michael Sturgill, Jared Wilson, Alec Martinez, the top 10 off pit road. Big break, I would say, for Rott and Miller to keep second and third with a caution coming out and everybody coming for tires again there. Enrique Cucalon took the Cruise Auto Racing brainworm, put it in his head, and immediately driving like a big goober. So we're on one to go. Just about over the halfway point of this race now. At lap number 69. Restarting on lap 70. Off of 3 and 4. Nathan Scott resumes the race lead, and we'll see what he can do here on this restart. Pace car's off. To the restart zone we go. Scott will get us back on the gas and back to racing here once again in Las Vegas. Green flag back in the air. Oh, Justin Rod a little sideways, a little squirrely in the 76. He hangs on to it for now, but it's going to cost him some spots. Gavin Austin, now Michael Walls, and Yusuf Ghali going by. Ghali trying to get inside the 6 of Gavin Austin, trying to put the nose in there and get by and work him over. And it looks like he might be able to. They're still tight on each other, racing. Everybody's fighting for positions here on this restart. You see Rod trying to get inside of Yusuf Ghali, who gets inside of Michael Walls. 3 wide goes Rod on the inside. Ghali up the middle. Walls on the outside. Benefit goes to Gavin Austin on the inside lane. Right now hanging on to 3rd, but Michael Walls giving a hard charge on the top line. Make their way through 1 and 2. Jeremy Miller drifting up a little bit. Michael Wall's going to put the power down and get by for second for now. Still side by side, but the top lane working for Micah as he makes his way into 3 and 4. Justin Rott trying the way high side. Up against the fence just about. Trying to get the run off the corner. Oh no! Gavin Austin, Justin Rod, huge accident on the back straightaway. Multiple cars involved. Last week's winner now in a trash pile in the backstretch. Justin Rod as well. And we're back under caution. Taking a gander back at the BRN replay. See what happened here. This 6 car just coming off of turn number 2. Drifted up and just contact with the 76, and around everybody goes. Multiple cars trying to miss this accident, get involved. Matthew Chastain, I believe that's the 12th car right there. Dylan Parker got a piece of it too. Gavin drifting up. He was clear, not clear, trying to get up. Contact made. Dylan Parker, Alex Martinez, Nick Rader get involved. Oscar Enriquez gets a piece of it. Then further back, he saw Matthew Chastain as well. He gets tagged in there as well. Nathan Scott is your race leader. Gavin Austin likely going to be done for the night here in the number 6 machine, so he will not go back-to-back. to open up this season. Should get the one to go this time, hopefully. So back double file. And so here we go off of turn 4. Restart coming on lap number 77. Nathan Scott still in control, but Michael Wall is now outside of row number 1, heading for the restart zone now. Green flag will be displayed and get us back to racing here in Las Vegas. So make their way off of turn number 2. They're just trying to sort things out and get some spots where they can get them here. So right now, Nathan Scott still controls this field. 3 wide further back there. For a split second, Michael Sturgill was inside of 3 wide and said bails out of it now. Back in 11th place inside of Gabe Gazzola for 10th now. And around goes Nick Wheeler! Oh, and Chabinski around as well. Nick Wheeler hard on the inside wall. Same with Chabinski. Back under yellow. We head to the replay booth once again. I'll show you what happened with Nick Wheeler and Owen Chabinski. 27 car. Trying to make a move on Corbin Hines right there. He gets to the inside of the 91. 32 hits the outside wall. Off the wall into Hines and then tagged by Chabinski. Big hits for both cars. Chabinski gets off the ground. Huge hit for him. And if this were Jordan Anderson racing cars, this would be a bad day at the JR shop. Both numbers driven for the team. Watch this hit by Chabinski. All 4 wheels off the ground. It's a heavy hit for the 27 car. So right on board. So we'll go for another restart here on lap 82. Multiple cautions breaking this race up. Really disrupting the flow of it all, and I would expect with such a last caution, a couple laps ago, and then just having a couple straight cautions, not really worried about maybe making more stop at the end of this race here soon. They'll likely split this segment of the race in half. As of right now, coming back green with 52 to go, expecting to pit in maybe a couple laps to try to go for the end of this race. That's what I would expect. That's what I would think. But I'm good at being wrong on this stuff, so I don't know. So here we go. Pace car is going to dive off, leave the field in the hands of Nathan Scott once more. Getting ready to go back green here at Las Vegas. Scott Miller, the front row, green flag flies, back underway. Three wide almost there for a second. Michael Walls running the inside of Jeremy Miller, almost contact again between the 30 and 48. Michael Walls backs off. Miller holds on to second for now. Everybody's shuffling all around, trying to figure out where they want to be. As we come off of turn number 4, Nathan Scott in control still. Walls and Golly side by side now for third. As they come through 1 and 2, Walls right there up the track, almost on the quarter panel of Yusuf Golly, gets a little loose. Hangs on to it though. Field rolls through 3 and 4. Golly up to third now. He is the one benefiting from this. And how about Quincy Strawhacker? Name I haven't really mentioned at all tonight. He has been fighting through the middle of this field, through a couple accidents. He has made it up here now into the top 5. Strawhacker having a great run right now as he gets into 5th. Michael Sturgill mentioned earlier he was kind of having a quiet run. He's now knocking on the door of a top 5 as well. And how about Oscar Riquez and Gabe Cazzola for that matter too? Both these drivers involved in incidents earlier on in this race. Now they're both back up in the mix, especially Cazzola. Multiple accidents he's been involved in. He is now back in the top 10 at chasing a top 5. Great run for both those drivers. Field heading down the back straightaway, back into turn 3. It is Miller on the back bumper. Scott, Golly, Walls, and Strawhacker all right in tow as they come through 3 and 4. Hitting the stripe this time. Everybody just trying to sort things out where they want to be as of right now. Martinez on the back bumper for Oscar Enriquez for a top 10 spot. Trying to get there if he can. See Strawhacker trying to peek to the inside of Michael Walls. What would be third place? Cross stripe lap number 88. We got 46 laps to go in this one. See Strawhacker trying the inside of Michael Walls again. Just can't quite get on the bottom lane to see Golly trying the inside now, trying to see if he can get a run on Quincy. And all over the back bumper as they go into turn 1. Sturgill right there in 6th place. Cazzola 7th. Wyatt Roberts in 8th. Heading back into turn 1. Strawhacker inside of walls for 3rd. See Sturgill under fire from Gabe Cazzola. Strawhacker on the inside too. Eminem's paint scheme is trying to make moves here. Instead, Wyatt Roberts in the outside lane making it work as he tries to shove it to the outside of Cazzola. And Sturgill going 2 for 1 if he can through a set of corners. And right now, Roberts is looking to advance up into what would be 6th place. Everybody just really settled down for a second, getting ready to head on to lap 92. Scott leads. Good gap over Jeremy Miller. Michael Walls further back. And then you got 4 cars right here under a blanket. It's Walls, Strawhacker, Gali, and Roberts. Then Cazzola up to 7th. Sturgill at 8th. Luis Ramirez 9th. Alec Martinez is currently in 10th. Coming off the corner here, side by side, Stryker and Gali are for 4th. Gali takes advantage and takes the spot. Back behind Gabe Cazzola up to 6th place now outside of Wyatt Roberts. Here comes Sturgill on the inside, just about making it 3 wide. It'll be 3 wide now with Luis Ramirez shoving it to the outside lane for a second in the 39 car. Can't quite keep it up there though, as he's going to be 3 wide now with Jared Wilson and Alec Martinez on the inside. Wilson trying to make it go with the inside lane. Martinez in the middle, right there, trying to get outside of Wyatt Roberts. They're going to be far wide down the back. Almost doesn't work. Martinez gets tagged, hangs on to it. Could have been a disaster there. But everybody hangs on, keeps it in one piece. Martinez dropping a couple spots, but he's still all over the place. Meanwhile, up front, battle for 3rd still ongoing. Michael Walls, Usagali, Quincy, Strawhacker right there tucked together. You see Sturgill and Cazzola side by side further back. Sturgill trying on the inside lane, just can't quite get there. Still tight battle. Roberts, Sturgill, Cazzola, and now Jared Wilson. Up ahead, Golly gets to third. Still a lot of shuffling around back here in the back half of the field. But Golly gets to third. Out in front, though, it's still a second gap and growing for the race leader, that being Nathan Scott. Nathan Scott's leading here, 32 laps to go when he hits the stripe this time. And it's a 2-second lead now for Nathan Scott, just completely blowing him out of the water. Scully gets the second, Walls, Strawhacker, and then Wyatt Roberts. Did Jeremy Miller pit? Yes, he did. That explains why. It's a 2-second gap, and Jeremy Miller is not second place. Would expect the rest of the field to maybe come down and take a stop as well. Coming around through 1 and 2. Wheeler gets his lap back. Or Jeremy Miller gets his lap back. Golly and Wall second and third. Roberts Cruz now in fifth. And I think if we see this field start to make pit stops, look at this one car. Don't count him out at all. Definitely could be in contention to try to win this race. Really just kind of spreading out, maybe expecting late pit stops here as Michael Wall's all over the back bumper of Yusuf Ghali, trying to get him a little upset in the corner to see if he can make the move on the inside line, and he goes to the inside as Dane Cruz took fourth. Jared Wilson now in fifth with a great run going right now in the 83 car as well. It's really just a matter of when, if we see the field pit after Scott pit. Because I looked down for 1 second, I looked back up, and Scott is on pit road making his final stop of the race. So I'd expect more of the field to do the same here shortly. So Scott is out behind Miller. We'll see how long it takes him to catch the number 30 car, and we'll see when the rest of the field decides to pit, if they decide to pit. Now, let me show you why I think we might see somebody, somewhere, try to stretch this thing out. Because some of these cars are maybe going to have a chance to. We've got 25 laps to go. You put the number of, say, Yusuf Ghali's fuel total up, 34 plus 25, and equals 59. We saw cars hit 60 laps on their fuel run with cautions assisting them. I think we're going to have some of these guys absolutely staying out here. They're not going to pit again. They're going to stay out on these tires. They're going to stay out on this fuel, and they're going to try to make it to the end of this race without having to pit again. So I'm not sure if pitting or not pitting is the call, but I'd say the guys that are right here in those 35 ranges, you know, the guys like Yusuf Ghali, like Dane Cruz, these guys right here definitely, I think, have a shot to trying to save fuel to make it to the end of this race to where they can have a chance at winning it all if it stays green. But that is a big factor. It has to stay green for this strategy to work. And then you can also see, too, like just right here, Blaine Sparling, Nick Wheeler, and Matt Steiner 30 laps further back in the field. There's guys that could gamble and possibly hit the jackpot here tonight. Right now, Michael Walls is leading. And yet to see the leaders pit. Quincy Strawhacker has pit. He's going to come around and unlap himself right about now. Walls leading those that have yet to pit. Wyatt Roberts going to go by the race leader. Would expect to maybe see some more pitters from the top 10 coming in soon if they pit. See how this shakes up. Brett Bennett, Gabe Cazzola battling side by side. Bennett back into the top 5 after getting his laps back from those previous cautions after going laps down. And of course he's going to drive Gabe Cazzola up the track. I need to just not... Brett Bennett doesn't exist. Let me help him. Don't put him on camera. Brett Bennett doesn't exist. He's not a real driver. That'll help him not keep doing this. As the field makes their way across the stripe here. Lap 116 now underway. We've got just 18 laps to go in this race. And as it stands right now, those guys at pit, they're falling back to being just about equal with those that stayed out. Oh, we'll have to see how this really plays out for those that are staying out, if they're going to be able to make it on fuel, if they're going to be able to stretch all the way to the end, or if they're going to run out. It's all a gamble game. It's just guesswork. It's just guesswork at this point, if it works or not. So next time by should get closer to seeing this shake out. But of course, the strategy called a pitting, not the way to go, it looks like, for Scott, for Miller, Strawhacker, and others. Staying out was the right call, at least for now, for these drivers. Trying to make it to the end of this race. They'll hit the stripe this time, and it will be 15 to go, presented by 72diecast.com and 72diecast on eBay. For all your new and used diecast needs, reach out to 72diecast and get them today. I just secured mine over the weekend. I got the new Roger Carruth HendrickCars.com 88 car, as well as a Joey Logano 2012 Dollar General car. Those two really cool pieces added. Thanks, 72diecast. Check them out today, 72diecast.com or 72diecast on eBay. And what a battle for the win it's going to come down to as of right now if things stand. Because the top two, Michael Walls and Yusuf Kali, they're not friends with each other. They don't really like each other too much. They don't hate each other, but they're not really fond of each other. They're going to be racing for this win, but looky who's popped his head into third. It's Dane Cruz up here in the mix now, late in the going of this one, trying to battle with these two to make it a 3-horse race for the win. The field watches as it's a battle between Gali and Walls. Dane Cruz can just think about a couple seasons ago at Auto Club. These two were racing for the win. Yusuf Gali wound up hooking Michael Walls into the outside wall, and it gave the win to Jaden Porter. And Gali gets a little looser on the apron. They're going to be racing hard for this win. Contact made! Micah holding strong on the outside. Gali still on the bottom, fighting hard. Dane Cruz right in line with the 54 now. The more they battle, the more it helps cars like Jared Wilson or Brett Bennett try to catch and make it a battle for 4 or 5 cars. 11 laps to go. And Walls now has some breathing room, but it won't be for too long. As Gali now back up onto the back bumper of Micah for a second. Drops off a little bit here as Diego Acuna. That 20 car, supposed to be the 20 car, shows up as a blank car for some reason, cutting to the inside, making it by him. He'll go by and get his lap back from the race leader now. 21st place as he stands right now. Looking back at Nathan Scott, he's at the 15th. Luis Ramirez is on pit lane. Damaged race car, but he's on pit road. And that's a big thing to see him on pit lane. Because that might drag some more cars down. 55 laps since he pit. It's been 56 laps since Michael Walls has been on pit road. Does he have enough to go another 9 laps? Gino Merrill coming by. Another lap car trying to get his lap back. As you see Dane Cruz catching Yusuf Gali. With just 8 laps to go, Michael Walls is going to be pushing it close. 58 laps on fuel. Has he saved enough under the cautions? Are we watching possibly the battle for the lead and the win happen behind him with Golly and Cruz? Micah holds control of this race with 7 laps to go and a bit of breathing room. As now they battle for second behind. Dane Cruz to the inside of Golly. He'll shoot right by and go to second. And does he have anything to catch Michael Walls? Micah slow on the bottom lane there for a second. I thought he was maybe going to be running low or running out. Instead, he's back up on the track still. But it's a 0.2 of a second gap, almost 0.3 with 6 to go. Cruz is hunting. Dane Cruz smells blood in the water. He's right there on the back of Michael Walls now. Coming off of turn 2. Hard head of steam now for the number 1 machine. Off of turn 4. 5 laps remain here at Las Vegas. And the battle is intense for the race lead. Now Dane Cruz to the inside. Is Micah going to have enough to make it to the end? Does Yusuf Ghali have enough? What about Jared Wilson or Brett Bennett? Everybody trying to find their way to the finish line. Nathan Scott in 9th is the first car that is for sure good on fuel, but he's 9 seconds back of the lead. He'd have to make massive swings into this lead if he wanted a shot to win it. And I don't think it's going to happen without a caution. Michael leads off of 2 a little sideways there as he gets off the corner. Dane trying to find a way around the 48 machine now. Coming to 3 laps to go. And Cruz trying to get inside. He stays tucked in line behind the 48. Heading back into turn 1. Oh, Dane touches the wall! But he's able to get off it quickly and keep pursuit, but he's half a second back almost to Micah. Micah, I think, maybe trying to save as he leads. Yusuf Ghali, I think, is out of fuel. He's dropped back to 5th now, or at least he's in hard save mode. 2 to go. Battle for the lead still on. Battle for 3rd starting to brew as Brett Bennett has caught Jared Wilson. Oh, Wilson sideways off the corner. Coming off of turn number 4, the white flag is going to be displayed. 1 final lap here for the leaders. Does Micah have enough to hold off Dane Cruz? Jared Wilson slow. I think he's either out or he wrecked it off of turn 4. The battle for the lead, the battle for the win is on. Dane trying to find a run, trying to get to the inside, but just can't quite do it. Michael Walls, has he saved enough fuel? Coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. The gamble pays off. Michael Walls wins in Las Vegas. What a drive, what an effort. Michael Walls gets it done here in Vegas. He makes the fuel last. Does he have enough to burn it down? And maybe enough? Maybe not enough. I think he's out. But he'll get it done here in Las Vegas. Take a look at your finishing results here. Michael Walls stretches the fuel and makes it work. He'll finish first. Dane Cruz coming home second. Right there at the end. So close, just couldn't get it done. How about Brett Bennett? Third place run here tonight. Good rebound after Daytona. Yusuf Ghali comes home fourth. Nathan Scott made the pit stop late. He'll come home in fifth, though, for his efforts. Jared Wilson faded back to sixth. Jeffrey Armistead seventh. Michael Sturgill eighth. Jeremy Miller ninth. Corbin Hines rounding out the top 10. Rest of your field that finished on the lead lap there back to 17th. Diego Acuna, Derek Newsom, Matt Steiner, Alec Martinez finished one lap down back to 20 to see the rest of the cars that were off the lead lap or out of the race entirely. All the way back to our DNFs from this race, including their 41st, Andrew Jamelin, who started on the pole at Daytona. He'll finish tonight in dead last. See if we can get a hold of our podium finishers today. First one being Brett Bennett. Somehow, Brett Bennett, he'll come home third. All right, let's get a hold of our third place finisher, Mr. Brett Bennett.
Were you
Catching up with our third place finisher tonight, Brett Bennett. Brett, you were able to make it work the strategy call in your favor, and you come home with a podium finish for your efforts. What's the feelings like in the 06 camp tonight with a third place run?
very good? I mean, I've qualified up front, had good pace all race long, and then sped on pit road, put myself behind the 8 ball, had to kind of play some strategy, get back into it. I thought it was pretty clear the strategy was going to be to try to save fuel and tire, because like once we got those yellows, it was pretty tight. It was pretty easy to make it, especially if you topped off. But even people who didn't top off, I thought if they saved just a little bit, they were good. I think the bigger issue was saving tire. A lot of people who pitted at the end there, it wasn't fuel. They were getting meatballs for tires. I think I was at 17% at the end. So I kind of had to back it down that whole run. And at the end of the race, felt like I had good speed. I was running down Mike and Dane. I think they might have been saving a little bit of fuel, but was definitely making progress. Got kind of held up behind Gabe for a little bit. He did a good job holding me off. So it cost me a little bit of time. And then, but still, third place, a great run. And I felt like probably was deserving of a top 10 today, but at least borderline top 5. But I'll take the podium and take my third place finish and try to take that momentum next week.
Absolutely, Brett. Well, you're able to get another good finish at Vegas. What is it about this track you think that you're just so good at handling and being able to get up front at the end of it?
I think a lot of it is I like tracks where this track is definitely one of the more off throttle mile and a halfs in terms of you can't really flat foot it. I like tracks where you have to have a good bit of lift and a good bit of and using the brakes a little bit. It I'm usually fairly good on the long runs at these places. Like I felt like that's when I was the fastest at the end. And I was definitely making progress. Sorry, apologies to Jared Wilson for getting into him coming to the white flag. I don't know if he just had an issue or if I got him loose. I wasn't trying to get him loose or anything. I knew he was kind of struggling. I was going to try to go below him, and then he kind of took my line away and ended up right on his bumper. And I think I might have gotten him loose. Then I got into him a little bit, but wasn't trying to do any of that. So, but yeah, I think just being able to manage the tires and focus on kind of running my race versus racing other people is, I like tracks like that.
Absolutely, Brett. Well, it's a third place finish for you here tonight. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts. What got you on the podium?
Shout out to everybody at Circumference Ultimate Motorsports. Obviously, Jeffrey Armistead had a good race. He got 7th. Tyler Watermullen kept blowing tires, but still, he got a good top 21st place finish. Matt Steiner, top 20, 19th. Oscar Enriquez, 15th. Got to see him back. Our former Come people, Wyatt Roberts and Enrique, who has betrayed us, but it's okay. He's been monstarred by Cruise Auto Racing and lost all his talent. Matthew Chastain, who had some issues today, and Michael Kruger couldn't make it today. Brian Smith had to drop out early. He was running pretty well before that. Everybody in there. I think overall, Strigley Stats always, everybody I work with, and ARCA Trucks, wherever else I end up going with the spotting. It was everybody, always good to get a good result, and we'll try to take them momentum the next week.
Alrighty, third place run tonight for you, Brett. Congratulations on the podium finish tonight, Brett.
Yep, have a good one.
And now we'll see if we can dial up old Dane Cruz, our podium finisher in second place. First, I gotta find him, and we'll bring him to me.
Let's see if we can talk to.
Hey, Dane Cruz, toss down in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Alrighty, well, it's a second place run for you here tonight in Vegas. Just couldn't get there by Micah at the end. What more do you think you would have needed to get that race win?
Just driving a better car, really. Like the bottom part of the track was more or less unusable unless you just have surgical precision and can hit it right. You'll just slam the nose on the ground and over the bumps, and it'll just go straight. And at the end, Micah's running the same line, the only line that's fast in 1 and 2 for the most part. And you get tight, and then so he did a good job there. It was a pretty eventful race for me. I went through a lot of stuff. I started like 35th. I was terrible in practice. I legitimately thought I was going to come out and run like 25th, and then forgot I qualified like last, and then I went through my box. Like I just wasn't paying attention. Went straight through pit road. Had to come back around, take the tires. I was a lap down. Got the wave around and drove back up through the field to end up with P2. So, in the words of your goat, can't stand to drive these things. They suck.
Absolutely, Dane. Well, it's a second place finish again. You still have yet to win at Vegas in the Slide Job Racing League, but this is your third second place finish. What is it about this track that you just can't seem to get that last bit over the edge to get the win?
I actually didn't even know that, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a nice little track, but if this car just didn't feel good over the bumps at all, and that just, I mean, that's essentially almost like removing a entire lane to use in 1 and 2, and maybe I'm being dramatic or not. I made it work a little bit, but you had to just hit it almost perfect, and if you didn't, you were going straight. So, I know I finished second to I think I finished second in season 15. I don't remember the other one, but this track's pretty fun. I like the mountain halves quite a bit. I feel like these are definitely my best track outside of the super speedways, I guess. So, a good start to or not a good start to the season, but a good rebound after my bit of a dumb, stupid moment last week, and P2 is pretty good, so I'll take it. This is my best finish in quite some time. It feels like so. It's good to maybe get the season back going.
Absolutely. Well, that's the second place finish for tonight. Dane, teammate, sponsor, shoutouts. What got you runner-up finish here tonight?
Give a shout out to Micah there. He was doing a pretty good job, just working the lanes to make it hard for me, and he did a good job. I want to thank my teammates, all of them at Cruise Auto Racing. They make it a good time coming out every week. And that's about it, really. I don't think there's much else.
Alrighty, second place finish tonight for Dane Cruz, runner-up once again here at Las Vegas. Congrats on the second place run tonight, Dane.
Thank you.
And now we'll dial up our race winner, the one and only Michael Walls. Feels like it's been a while since we talked to him here on BRN for the Slide Job Racing League. Let's bring him in.
I wish people would know how to hit the fucking brakes, because
I forgot he's got that on there, but he's got that on there. That's Michael Walsh, your race winner. You heard the voice of our distant friend JP. How fitting, though, to hear that while you also have JP's former number, the 48, and you bring it to victory lane. Micah, first things first, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
I said it feels like it's been a while, and it really has been a while, just kind of looking through everything. The last time we talked to you in Victory Lane here was all the way back in Season 11, your win at Nashville. Finally, it's not been full-time the entire time, but still, 5 seasons later, you pick up a win again, and you get it done in a fuel mileage battle. What was that race like for you behind the wheel of the 48 machine?
Yeah, it was a great race. I loved the track combo. We had to save quite a bit of fuel and tires there at the very end, and it felt kind of right in my lap. Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna be able to save enough fuel, and somehow did it. So
Absolutely. Well, Micah, we got those rash of cautions there early into the run after the pit stops. At what point did you maybe start thinking? Were you thinking the whole time about staying out the whole race, or were you maybe kind of contemplating as the run went on?
at first I was thinking, I was probably just, before the cautions came out, I was thinking we were just gonna have to pit, split in half, and then cautions started coming out, and I started saving pretty hard on the cautions. I guess nobody else really did, because I was really trying to save, and I was just kind of hoping for a caution, and then about 20 laps ago, once I got to the leader, so I kind of hoped there wasn't going to be a caution. I was probably going to make it, so.
Absolutely, Michael. Well, you pick up a victory here tonight. I'm not sure if you're going to run full-time or part-time here this season, but how does it feel to finally get that win again, finally find a checkered flag to fall in your favor, and to be able to celebrate like this?
It feels great to finally be back in victory lane and Slide Job. It's been a very long time. This year we're running full-time this year, so we're going to be in contention for that championship this year. We're coming for it.
Alrighty, Micah. Well, it's your first win this season, but maybe more, or at least could be the start of a good stretch of races for you here tonight at Vegas. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts. What got that 48 machine to victory lane?
Got to shout out all the GOAT guys, T1A guys. Got to shout out Jonathan Parker. He's in spirit on this car. And shout out Cockroaches.
Alrighty, that's Michael Walls, your race winner here tonight. He takes the gamble, and it pays off big here in Vegas. Congrats on the win tonight, Micah.
Thank you.
And shout out to those Cockroaches. Alrighty, well, that'll do it from us here tonight in Las Vegas. It was a gamble that paid off for Michael Walls, and he takes home the checkered flag here in race number 2 of the season 17 of the Slide Job Racing League. I'm gonna keep doing that like constantly now because of Monday Night Racing and Tuesday Night Racing both being different. My bad. It'll happen. It'll keep happening. I'm not gonna be able to fix it. Sorry about it. That'll do it from us here tonight. Like I mentioned, this upcoming Thursday night, the Sofa Racing League kicks off its season racing the Gen 4 cars at the Legacy Daytona. I might race it. I'm not sure, but it will absolutely be streamed on Enrique's YouTube channel, Enrique Cucalan on YouTube. He'll be streaming his perspective racing it. I might race it and run a stream of my own. I'm not sure. But that's this Thursday night, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. It would be live on BRN. If I decide to run it, and if not, it is what it is. This Friday night is the LTL Summer Shootout, iRacing Super Speedway, 9 p.m. Eastern here. And then you have next Monday night, it is the Fast Track Cup Series off week. We're not racing next Monday night. Next Tuesday night, though, we're going to be back here with the Slide Jawb Racing League, where we will be heading to, survey says, Phoenix International Raceway. That's this next Tuesday here at 9 p.m. Eastern, as mentioned on BRN, like always. I want to thank you, as always, to the drivers for coming out and putting on a show. 41 cars showed up tonight. It was a bit chaotic at first. We got a good green flag run, then it got chaotic again, but then we settled back in and had a pretty good run to the finish with a good mix of strategy in it that led to Michael Walls taking home the checkered flag and taking home the victory. So thank you, as always, to the drivers. Thank you to the viewers that tune in and watch these broadcasts. And thank you to everybody who helps the BRN and helps get it running the way it needs to run. This is Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long from Las Vegas, and congrats again, Michael Walls, your winner here in Sin City. Take care, everybody.